Masters in the UK is actually straightforward compared to some other countries. The finance aspect of it can also stress you, but it's because it doesn't make sense that you waste all the money. Hello, welcome back to my channel today. Have you subscribed? For those that have subscribed to my channel, I just want to say thank you for the support and thank you for sticking by to my channel. Some people have been on this channel since I started it, from growing from 1 and now into 400 and going to 500. I can't wait to get to 1000 and beyond. So thank you for the support and thank you for liking, commenting on this channel. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to do video, but when I remember that some people are actually waiting for the videos, I get motivated. So thank you for sticking by and thank you for always coming to my channel. I appreciate it. Some people have been messaging me to ask how did you apply for, how did you get your admission, which school did you apply to, and all those things. So I'm going to address all those things. I'm going to talk about the steps I took to apply for masters in the UK. Masters in the UK is actually straightforward compared to some other countries. I don't know, some people that have applied for Canada, Australia, Germany and the rest of them, yeah, that might be easier ones. But since I've started the journey of applying for masters, because I've always wanted that change of environment for my masters, I've been applying to some other countries and I feel the least stressed one should be for UK, removing the money aspect of it because the finance aspect of it can also stress you, but the other part of it, like the processes and all, I've applied to some countries for my masters and I know the processes, the documents that are being requested for, and some other things. So I feel UK is just straightforward. Apply to the school, just have your money ready have your money ready, apply to the school, and then your admission is there, apply for a visa, and that's just basically it. But anyway, I'm just gonna do like step by step. I'm going to just list the 10 steps that I took, so stay tuned. So the first thing on my list here, I had to put down a list because so that I don't forget something. I know that this list there are some other things that I may have omitted, I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna try my best to explain the things that I did and how I went about it. So the first one is for you to know which section do you want to join. There are 2 sessions, the first quarter of the year and the third quarter of the year. That is from January to March, and then there is this other September, October. Check, am I going to be doing in September or am I going to be doing in October? So if you're going to be doing in September, you have to start from now to search for school, get your documents ready. Then the next one, getting ready your basic document. So if you have the mind that you want to study outside the country, or if you have the mind that you want to travel, I think, yeah, no one needs to tell you this, you need your international passport. So the first thing, get your international passport. You may have, for you to be doing for a master, that means you've completed your BSc, so you should get your certificate from your school, get your transcript as well. These are the things that you just have handy, like you already have them. It's not when you want to apply for school, then you'll be running helter-skelter. Probably want to do March or a February batch, you now start applying for those things. So you start now. Maybe I'm just giving an example for those that want to apply for starts by September. You want to start now, get your certificate, get your international passport, get your transcript. Those ones are basic things, like you should already have them before even going to do some other things. So when I applied for my transcript, I just had to apply to the post studies in the school so that I could have my transcript handy or have a scanned copy of it. Maybe you've applied for master's somewhere else in a school or anywhere, you could just have a soft copy of your transcript with you, because nobody asks you for the hard copy, so you just do the soft copy that they will ask you for. That's for the UK schools. And then the third one is you search for course. So you have to check, is this course employable when I finish studying? What are the opportunities that lie after I study this course? And then also check the UK shortage occupation list. I'm going to leave a site, the link in the description box, so that you could check there and decide is what kind of course. Some people, they'll just apply for any course. When they get to UK, they change the course. So you have to check all those things and make sure that they are okay with you and not just applying for any studies, because it doesn't make sense that you spend all the money and you don't get to get a course that will be employable. So take note of that. Don't just apply for any course because you just want to leave Nigeria. I think right now it's basically health, science, engineering. There's some arts courses there as well. You just have to check and know the one that aligns with what you want. Yeah, and then you have to search for course and also search for school. So as you're searching for course, once you've gotten the course you want to study, for example, if you want to study cybersecurity, you've seen that, okay, I want to study cybersecurity and these are the opportunities that lie with cybersecurity in the world. Next thing you need to check are which schools are offering this course. So you browse about and also check, do I want it to be in London, do I want it to be in Manchester, and just check around and know where do I want to study. So you get all these schools together. You can apply to as many schools as possible that you can, because it's free. Nobody is charging you anything. You just have to apply. Some people don't want to use agent. I feel these are things you can do by yourself. You must not use an agent. I used an agent in mine, but basically most things that I did, I had to be writing the school by myself. And the agent, I didn't pay the agent anything. It was free. The agent is just like partnership. They partner with the schools. So what the agent helped me to do was to give me schools that they partner with and the courses that they offer. So I had to like pick 3 schools. I applied to 3 schools and I got offer for the 3 of them. So you just have to check and know which school am I going to apply. Because when they did the application, I had to like be writing the schools, what was the update with my offer, So you have to, most of the communication have to even be from you and the school. So it's something you can do by yourself. So you have to be wary of agents that are going to scam you, agents that are going to collect huge sum of money from you, and at the end of the day you'll be like, it's even something I can do by myself. But if you still want to use an agent, make sure that the agents are good. Okay, so the 5th thing is to know the requirements of each school. For each school, I know that the basic things they might be asking for is, number 1, get your BSc certificate, get your Weac. You should already have all those things. International passport, reference. Some people will ask you to get academic reference, that is getting it from your school, the university that you attended, or they will say 1 academic and 1 professional. And another thing I would like to point out is when they're doing a reference for you, they might address it to whom it may concern, so that you could use it for different schools. Because if you just use it specifically for that school, if you want to use it for another school, that means they'll have to address it back to that school. So you have to be careful of that. Unless the school says specified that it should be addressed to them. But most times, you just use to who it may concern because it's a reference. So you could use it for other schools. For some people might ask for Ielts. I don't even know why they keep asking us for English test. Because our official language is English, but I keep wondering, why do some of these countries ask us for English test results? Because we speak English already. So why? But anyway, they ask for Ielts, they ask for TOEFL, all those things. Or some people some will ask you letter of attestation that your study was taught in English. In my own case, I had 2 options. I was asked to get either Ielts or letter of attestation, and I got letter of attestation from school saying, yeah, my studies were taught in English. I think it was my HOD that wrote that, yes, my course was taught in English, and that settles it. And then the school fees, and your course of study, how much it costs, so you could just check, am I comfortable with it? Is it something that I could handle? So you have to check all that, but most times you don't have to pay one-off unless you have the money. You could just do installment. You just pay maybe 3 times, 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, like that. So each school have their own. The 6th thing is to apply to the schools. I applied to like 3 schools in my own time and I got the offers. Although the first choice, they were the last to respond to me. You can imagine. And then my 2nd and 3rd choice, they were the first to respond. So yeah, you apply to these schools and wait for the confirmation of your application. And next thing you get is the conditional offer from them. So this conditional offer is going to give you the things you need to meet, the conditions as the name entails. It just shows you the things you need to provide and how much you're going to pay for the first upfront pay. Now you have all these offer, like for example, you apply to 5 schools and all of them are giving you the conditional offer. You have to make a choice, because probably when you were waiting for other schools to respond to you, you must have been browsing, checking them out. Maybe you have a school in London, you are checking how is the living cost in London, how is the living cost in Manchester, how is the living cost in Cardiff. So you check all those things and know the one that you're comfortable with, the one that you like, and then you make your choice, because it's now time for you to make your choice. So you make your choice and then you go ahead to meet the conditions of the school that they've stated. Maybe they will tell you need to pay 5,000 first, or you need to pay 1,000 first. So you go ahead and make your payment. Once you make your payment, weeks later they will give you your CAS. Maybe I think it's within 2 weeks your CAS will come out. CAS is just a certification of acceptance of study. That means the school have accepted you finally, because you've met the conditions, obviously. So once they send you your CAS, they will send you the unconditional offer. So that unconditional offer is you've already met the conditions. So this time around it's unconditional. Being that you've already accepted a school, for example, maybe you've accepted a school that is in Manchester, at that point you should start checking for accommodation, start searching for things, because Sometimes because of the high influx of students, it might be hard to get accommodation at some point. Like what happened to the experience I had, it was hard getting accommodation in Cardiff, and the ones you will get, they'll be pricing. So you have to check all those things. So once you've accepted a school in a particular city, start checking for accommodation there. There are many sites that you can get accommodation in. So start browsing accommodations in Manchester in UK or accommodation in Cardiff. So you check that and browse and look for places that are good for you. And number 7 is going for medicals. The medicals is just for you to register and go for tuberculosis test. They will do x-ray and check other things. If you are good to go, they'll give you a certificate that you present when you are applying for your visa. And again, but if you have tuberculosis, I think they will just treat you or something like that. This medical center, I think, is just in Abuja and Lagos. And one thing you should know is that most times, because of the high number of people that are applying, so this medical, you could actually book for it when you are waiting for your cars. So you don't need to wait till you get your cars before you book for your medicals. You could just book for your medicals once you receive conditional offer from the school, and you're trying to get your documents, trying to get the money to pay for the fees, all those things. What you can do while waiting is to book for your medicals. But you could even book a month or 2 months ahead, book for your medicals and do it. But the medical, I think it expires within 6 months thereabout. So if you are traveling in September, you don't do it in January or in February because it's going to expire. So you should do it like mid-year, June, July, so that it will still be valid when you want to travel, when you eventually get your visa. Once you've gotten your cards from school, you've already achieved 80%. You've achieved 80% of this whole process, because visa, once you've gotten your cards, everything moves fast. Next thing, you're already applying for your visa, and next is your visa is out, and then it's time for you to travel. So it moves pretty fast. So you have to be ready for it. And another thing you should be mindful of, or another thing you should know, is that for proof of funds, how they calculate it is, now that you've paid the first installment of your school fees, the remaining part of it, for example, if you have to pay 10,000 for the whole studies and you have installment, the first installment is 2,000 and you've paid 2,000. What is wearing is 8,000, right? And then they'll have to check the living cost of the city that you are going to. The living cost in London and the living cost in Manchester are not the same. It might be higher in London, so they have to check the living cost for the remaining part of the program and know how much it may cost. For example, if it's going to be 9,000 for 1 year, they'll add it to the 8,000 that is remaining. The Naira equivalent is what you're supposed to have in your account as proof of funds, and this money is supposed to be in your account for at least a month. So you should have it for 28 days in your account, and the account should be transactional. It's not as if you just keep the money there and forget it. It should be an account that they're supposed to be in and out. You're making credits and also making debits, at least to prove that you have access to this money. You're not going to be stranded when you get to the UK. So they have to know that you are buoyant enough financially. And once you've gotten your cards, next thing you do is to print your statement and apply for your visa. Then you have to pay for the IHS. IHS is just healthcare surcharge, and pay for your visa fee. I think that's basically it, and then you're good to go. I don't know if there's any other thing that I've not said, but if there's any other thing, please, you could just ask me in the comment section. I will respond. Some people have also been chatting me on IG. I'll also respond there as well. So you could share this video to anybody that needs it. If you found it helpful, thank you. Do not forget to comment, subscribe, and also like this video. Thank you. Till next time. Goodbye.